Imagine standing in a dark cave nearly 500,000 years ago. The air thick with smoke, shadows flickering against stone walls. And for the first time in human history, a creature is controlling fire. This isn't a movie scene, it's real. It happened in a place now known as Zhoukoudian, near Beijing, the home of one of the greatest discoveries in the story of humankind. This is where Peking Man lived, hunted, made tools, and changed the destiny of our species forever. Welcome to the mysterious world of the Choukoutienian Industry, the birthplace of controlled fire, stone craftsmanship, and the human imagination. Hey everyone, welcome back to Whispers of Lost World, the channel where we explore the forgotten chapters of human history one civilization at a time. If you've ever wondered how our ancestors transformed from mere survivors into thinkers, inventors, and creators, stay with me till the end. Because today, we're going back in time to an era older than Egypt, older than Sumer, even older than humanity itself. This is the story of Homo erectus, the beings who lived at Zhoukoudian cave, and how their way of life, known as the Choukoutienian Industry, laid the foundation for civilization as we know it. By the end of this video, you will see how this ancient industry didn't just create tools, it created the very first spark of the human mind. Our story begins in the 1920s, deep in the limestone hills near Beijing. A group of paleontologists unearthed fragments of ancient skulls, animal bones, and roughly shaped stones buried beneath layers of sediment. At first, they assumed it was just another prehistoric site. But as they dug deeper, they discovered something extraordinary: traces of controlled fire. Thousands of stone tools and bones marked with deliberate cuts. This wasn't random scavenging. It was organized, purposeful work, the signs of a system, an early industry. Choukoutien wasn't just a cave, it was a laboratory of evolution, a place where early humans began to shape not only their tools but their future. The Choukoutienian industry represented a technological revolution. The stone tools found there: crude choppers, scrapers, and hammerstones might look primitive to us, but each one carried the mark of intention. They weren't made by chance, were crafted with thought, with planning. Picture a Homo erectus holding a river pebble, striking it carefully against another rock to shape a sharp edge. Every strike was a decision, a moment of cognition. That wasn't instinct, it was intelligence. Over time, these early craftsmen learned to make their tools sharper, their grips smoother, their techniques more efficient. They reused old stones, created specific shapes for specific purposes, and turned survival into strategy. The Choukoutienian cave was humanity's first workshop, a place where mind met matter. These early humans were the engineers of their age, guided not by blueprints but by curiosity, repetition, and adaptation. Their stone tools were more than survival instruments. They were the birth of design thinking itself. But what truly set the Choukoutienian industry apart was fire. Fire isn't just warmth or light, it's control over chaos. And in Zhoukoudian cave, for the first time in known history, the chaos was mastered. Charred bones, burnt soil, and layers of ash told the story. This fire wasn't accidental. It was maintained, it was protected, it was fed. Before this moment, fire had been a terrifying force, wild, untamed, destructive. But here in this cave, it became a companion. It kept predators away, cooked food, and provided light in the darkness. And more than that, it brought people together. Around these flames, early humans gathered, shared food, and perhaps for the first time, shared thoughts. The fire became a circle of learning, of imagination, of storytelling, softened their food, extended their days, and united their tribe. That fire was more than a tool. It was the beginning of culture, communication, and community. Around it, language was born. Around it, civilization took its first breath. Step into that ancient world for a moment. The wind roars outside, but inside the cave, the fire hums softly. The ground is scattered with animal bones: deer, horse, hyena. Smoke swirls up toward the blackened ceiling. Families of Homo erectus sit close to the warmth, wrapped in animal skins. One sharpens a stone, another cracks open a bone to suck the marrow. A child imitates the movements of the adults, learning through observation. The temperature outside is near freezing, but here, the light holds back the night. Beyond the cave, saber-toothed cats stalk the shadows, but within, a miracle unfolds consciousness. These people are no longer just surviving. They are thinking, planning, dreaming. They cooperate on hunts, protect the weak, store food, and teach their young. The Choukoutienian people weren't yet a civilization, but they were its seed. They lived in harmony with nature, but with a spark of something greater: awareness. Eventually, their time faded. Centuries passed. The cave was buried by time, their bones scattered, their tools fossilized. Yet their legacy endures. From those first flames and stones emerged the blueprint of humanity. The knowledge of fire, the skill of tool-making, and the will to create became the inheritance of every generation that followed. When Homo sapiens rose, they carried the same instincts that began in Choukoutien: the instinct to build, to innovate, to imagine. The Choukoutienian industry wasn't merely a phase in prehistory. It was the beginning of human industry itself. It marked the moment when we stopped fearing nature and started shaping it. Now picture a night nearly 500,000 years ago. The group huddles in darkness, the hunt failed, the cold closing in. A flash of lightning strikes a tree outside and fire bursts into the sky. Terrified, they watch the glowing branch fall, still burning. One among them, bold, curious, steps forward, grabs the branch and carries it back to the cave. The flames flicker, hiss, and almost die, but the spark survives. Hours pass, fire steadies, the air warms. For the first time, darkness retreats. The first ember of civilization is born. That moment when fear turned into mastery was the birth of humanity. Every light we see today, every candle, every hearth, every glowing screen, traces its origin to that night in Zhoukoudian cave. So what have we uncovered? The Choukoutienian Industry, named after the Zhoukoudian site in China, represents one of the oldest technological systems in human history, dating back nearly 700,000 years. It gave rise to tool innovation, social cooperation, and the controlled use of fire. These breakthroughs shaped not only survival, but also the emergence of intelligence, communication, and creativity. The people of Zhoukoudian laid the first foundation of human progress. In the dim light of their fires, the human spirit began to awaken. If this story has sparked your curiosity, if it made you feel the ancient fire still burning within us, let it fade. Hit the like button, subscribe to Whispers of Lost World, and ring the bell so you never miss another journey into the forgotten corners of our past. Tell me in the comments, what do you think was humanity's greatest invention? Fire, tools, or imagination? Because every discovery, every idea, every civilization began with one spark, a whisper from the lost world.